Oh, hi.
Not a saucy options screen coming up here.
Madra, welcome. Yes, we did add the mature warning just now. The sexual themes warning.
Isn't it a little redundant to mention a vampire game is horny, you know? You're not wrong. But I mean, I feel like you have to extra mention it when you see this. I mean, how do you not, right?
You gotta call it out.
All right, everything looking and sounding good, chat?
Looking good to you, chat?
How do you, things looking okay? The little vampire. Is that the one with the little kid that...
Is that the one with the little
The Stuart Little kid?
Is that who that was?
Yeah.
I remember that.
Those parents were definitely swinging, am I right?
Great googly moogly, respectfully. Awooga, bloody good.
Fish, I don't think that's wine. Fish.
Whoa!
No, in the picture.
I know. But if Fish is drinking the same wine, then what does that mean?
Uh-oh. Jonathan Lipnicki, that's the name. Is that blood?
Glory! You have made it just in time.
We were delayed by the Filipino game that touched us emotionally.
It was really good. So we just kept playing it all the way through. It means we're snacks.
And Jareen says, is there polyamory in this?
I actually do not know.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed, as always.
As we always do here. If there would be one, if there is polyamory, that would be back-to-back Fern's book club games with polyamory.
Yes, because the last one we played was Amarantis.
Glory, the game we played was Until Then.
Yes.
Really good. It's so human. It's so grounded. It's so...
Until Dawn, yeah, that's the one.
It felt so good.
As I said, take one look at it and you're gonna wish list it, but take it from us.
Watch the VOD too.
Like better than you could have imagined. Oh, you have it on your list? Hell yeah.
There's no world where I'll ever get over how wholesome the last throuple was. Time to go feral, everybody. They're getting feral.
They are. Let's get some
nibbles.
Oh
my god.
Oh my.
I get a drink, bro.
I put some White Claws in there as well.
Want one?
Yeah, you could bring one over. I might have it in a little bit.
Black cherry, ruby grapefruit.
Lime. Let me at 'em. Ghosty, Amarantis had a really sweet one, actually.
First it's spicy, then it's sweet. No laws when you're drinking claws, everybody.
Started today thinking about vampires. I watched people RP vampires, and now this? Okay.
Vampires all the way down.
All day.
Speaking of all the way down, did you know Turtles All the Way Down is getting an HBO show like this year?
I did not know that.
I saw them post on Instagram. They were like tagging John Green, and I was like, what? And then I like...
That's wild.
It's a movie. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Dang.
Yeah.
It's just wild that like
things just
so
happen
many
now.
years later. Well, just that like so many years later, like they're just still picking up like everything John Green and adapting it.
I'm actually shocked. Looking for Alaska still has not happened.
Yeah.
That was like the book. And I think it was picked up a few different times. It just hasn't happened for whatever reason.
Wait, did it not? What's the one I'm thinking of that we...
Does it have a show?
What's the one I'm thinking of that
Oh, wait, we did watch that. Never mind.
I was gonna say, I thought we watched that. Literally.
You're right. We watched that.
Oh, no. tricked me.
Bro, my brain, I have infinite wealth rot. All I know is Ichiban Kasuga and all his friends.
Yeah, the crew. All right, everybody. Get your beverages, get your wine or glass of red
That's so
stuff
funny.
that is not wine.
And it was great.
It was. It was
It's
good.
really good.
I remember
It had that one weird looking kid.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember just like, I'm drinking water.
Good job, Bubby.
I feel mean saying
Yes,
that, but you know what I mean, right?
Okay, Shazame, stop barking. The neighbors are gonna get angry. You're gonna set Cappy off. Here we go. I'm gonna hit new game. We're going in. First Bite is rated 18 plus for strong language, violence, potential player death, blood, and gore, optional, sex scenes, including consensual kink and BDSM, supernatural emotional manipulation, and other content that some players may find disturbing. Some scenes may contain mild flashing images. Player discretion is advised. Please take note.
I was gonna say, you said sex scenes.
Sexual
scenes. There's no sex scenes
Sorry.
in this game. I was like,
I just shortened that in my brain. Just wanted to read that out.
there is DLC.
Yes, yeah.
So I mean, if we do finish and you feel like continuing, there's the DLC you can pick up.
I didn't buy it though.
Dead End
Dead
Drive.
Drive? No way.
On the end of Dead End Drive is where I
Dude.
met my vampire lover.
This is gritty already. I love this.
We went to a talk with one of the creators of this game on the panel. And
Oh, I didn't know they worked on this.
I think they shouted this game out while talking about hot vampires because they picked the scene about Asterion.
Oh. I see.
Oh no, there's voice acting. Oh no.
What do you mean?
That's gonna end us. We're gonna hear these lines being voice acted? Are you kidding me?
Listen, I'm just glad I don't have to read them though.
Bro, I was dying. I was literally reading most of the lines in the last game because I thought you were gonna read in this.
I could have read from the other ones. You didn't ask me to. Stop barking, Shazame. Y'all are wild. Nothing but darkness surrounds me. I close my eyes, desperately trying to blink it away, but there's just nothingness. A void. I'm all alone. Where am I? What am I doing here? How did I even get here?
That's not my beautiful wife.
I try moving my legs. Nothing. As hard as I try to run away, my body refuses to cooperate. I try my arms next. Frozen. Before I can try anything else, a light appears in the distance. There's something else flickering right next to that light. I can barely make it out, but what little I can see is horrifying. Glowing red eyes. Let me pause so you can open your loud bag of chips.
I got chicken chips, chat.
Bright white fangs. Blood dripping from sharp talons. In an instant, they multiply, dancing around in the shadows. They're hitting the gritty. Ooh. The little chuckles. They laugh, a cacophony of demonic giggles, and then skitter toward me at inhuman speed, their movements chaotic. I'm helpless as they close in around me. An aroma of metallic sweetness infiltrates my nostrils, and I'm surrounded. Trapped. Then they pounce, claws tearing deep into my muscles as they grab hold of me, teeth sinking into my flesh. I try to scream, but no sound escapes.
The end. We died.
Mark me down as scared and horny.
Oh no.
Oh, I'm so helpless. Please don't bite me, step vampire. Oh. Part
Hunger.
1, hunger.
And speaking of hunger, here you go, Crispy.
Just a little taste.
Chicken wing chips.
For Crispy. Oh, I saw. Yeah, these are pretty good. Ah! My eyes jolt open as I wake up in a cold sweat.
A bunch of the other games all these people worked on.
Hell yeah!
Alkaless, Arcade Spirits.
Oh, I have the demo for Arcade Spirits downloaded right now. That's Mothman. What do you mean, what is this? It's clear. What does the mug say? Yes, I'm normal. Paranormal. What's this one?
Anime was a mistake.
Anime was a mistake.
Bigfoot is real, and he tried to eat my ass.
That's a classic. Do not perceive me mug over here.
Wicked Bugs.
Wicked Bugs, dissection.
Wait, hold on. Hit the settings.
What's up?
Go to controls. There's usually a button that like makes H. H and S. So H if you want to hide everything, and S to take a screenshot. I know you'll want that.
Okay.
Not exit. Return. You almost just quit the game, bro.
Listen.
So yeah, if you could then read like Empire, yeah, Empire of Death, and see what's in the middle there. Not much.
It was a dream. Just a dream. Or closer to a nightmare. Depends on how you feel about being torn apart by vampires, I guess. Can we get a temperature check in the chat? How would you feel about that, personally, as individuals?
Oh no.
Okay, fish. My heart feels like it's about to burst out of my chest as my mind races over the lingering memory of what I saw. If only I get put back together. Temperature high. Hot, boiling.
And all the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Madrat together again.
Yeah, I read that. I quickly scan my surroundings to make sure I'm actually in my room. And also alive. Everything is in its rightful place, and my laptop is asking me if I'd like to continue watching Death of the Dead. At this point, I should know better than to fall asleep watching horror movies, but I was lured in at the prospect of two hot characters kissing, and I just rested my eyes for a little too long.
Also, shout out to the bed on the floor.
I know. It's a pro move. Oops. Some ridiculous part of my brain holds a kernel of hope that one day I'll enter a deliciously dark world of the unknown and unexplainable. But for now, I'm stuck here. Even my dreams won't let me near what I want. And now that these thoughts are once again racing through my mind, I know it's absolutely fruitless to try to fall back asleep, but I try nonetheless. I go through every trick in the book. Breathing exercises, counting sheep, writing erotic fan fiction in my head. Decidedly unhelpful. Surprise, surprise, I'm still awake and blankly staring at my ceiling. Great job, me. They get us. I sigh, pushing the covers off my body. Who dat?
You probably.
Did that just show up? I thought that was new. There's no point in staying in bed.
I just don't think you have a name yet.
Oh. Okay, so I said it out loud then.
Yeah. Everything else has been in your
I
head.
thought it was like someone else was in the room. I grab my phone from my bedside table, bracing myself as I check the time. 3 a.m.? Once again, my body has betrayed me by falling into this disgusting habitual cycle. Have a nightmare, wake up, stay awake, rinse, repeat. Defeated, I yawn and stretch my bones as I stand, and I make my way to my bedroom mirror. I drag my fingers down my cheeks and glare at my reflection, illuminated by the dangling fairy lights.
Oh, we didn't run an ad.
You forgot! Damn. Imagine.
Bro, I was doing a bunch of stuff.
Oh no! I mean, several of our key constituents are stuck in the ad. Shall we just pause?
It's up to you.
I could wait a minute for them. Crack open a cold one while we wait for our friends. Back already? Says it's still running for 30 seconds. Is sprayed.
You fizzed on me.
Hey, yo. We're not that far in the game yet, Nate.
Have some or you're 100% getting drunk on stream.
Huh?
Have some or you're 100% getting drunk on stream because you haven't eaten anything forever.
I've never been drunk in my life. You think I'm gonna get drunk from a single White Claw?
You haven't eaten.
Mm-hmm.
Not for...
We ate right before stream. Okay, welcome back, dear beloved.
Well, now you got it. You should have been spending that time thinking of a name.
It's gonna have us write a name? Isn't it typing one?
I mean, you can. That could be your name, or you can change it
How?
by typing.
Who's got a name? Who in chat has a good name? A really sexy one. Sandra Dark Witch. Love it. Well, is that like a middle name or like the hyphenate? Because it's asking for... Oh, can't do it. We'll just do Sandra. Sandra D?
Answer.
There we go. Sandra Darkwitch.
No T.
Okay. I see. Like sandwich.
Like sandwich.
She's about to become a sandwich, you know?
Well, they're gonna be like, oh, Sandra Darkwitch.
Oh. Eye color. Okay. Gray. Take it.
No, just clicking, bro.
What?
You just like, gray.
I like gray eyes. Why can't I?
Okay, it just was so fast. You're normally like you take a moment with creation. You were in.
I like gray eyes.
I'm surprised.
He's always telling
Oh
me
my
I can't make a
God.
decision. He goes, oh, just go with your gut reaction. I go, I don't have a gut reaction. I have to think about stuff. When I make a gut reaction.
I was curious.
And
That's
then
why I
what?
was fascinated. What are you talking about?
I take a deep breath. Exactly. I know what I like. If it's gray eyes, if there's silver hair, it's over. That's it. I am Sandra Darkwitch, and I am going to have a good night.
You ruined us.
Where did you get that name from, Biddy? It's incredible. If only my therapist could see me now. A positive affirmation to start my... Wait. Is it night? Morning? The time between times? Normally, when this disjointed sleeping pattern curses me, I either read my old collection of goose flesh books for the 100th time...
Hold on. Can you click that? No, I thought.
Or write for my website. The singularly most interesting thing about me is that I have cradled and nurtured a cryptid blog to a nice level of internet fame. Let's go.
Bobby's right. Bobby's right.
Ghostin is my main source of serotonin. Just like Ghosty.
Ghosty!
Is that your main
game.
source of serotonin? And started out as a tiny forum, an avenue to find and cultivate friendships with those that love the strange and unusual as much as I do.
Is that what VGG is?
Yeah. It still serves the same purpose now, but on a larger scale. Mingling still happens, and the original forums are as active as ever, but I had to get creative and produce different types of content in order to keep myself afloat in this economy.
I know what you mean.
That's the life, isn't it? My review of Where Are the Werewolves goes up later today, and I also need to upload that How to Attract Bigfoot video. The crown jewel of Ghostin is also overdue for an update. It's an erotica section lovingly dubbed the Cryptid Coitus Corner, and it surprised me to see it become the most popular part of the website.
Really? It surprised you?
Shocking. I'll admit I'm no Bill Shakespeare, but it warms my heart to see people coming back for my wide and varied selection of supernatural erotica. Love their goblin section.
Goblin.
Whoa! Goblin what?
Mothman's nuts!
Mothman's? I can't tell if he has any. Who knew that horny horror was like catnip to people all over the world, and not just me? Isn't it beautiful?
Goblin D's nuts.
Thanks, Bubby. Isn't it beautiful to know that you're not alone?
Bubby, we can see who you did that, you know? We all can see that, Bubby.
Unfortunately, I'm stuck on my latest would-be masterpiece, and all I have is the potentially questionable title.
Say it.
Mummy Milkers. It's a work in progress. I wave it off. I'll figure all that out later and update Cryptid Coitus Corner when inspiration hits. I lazily scan my room, trying to hit that motivation jackpot, when I pause on my window. The moon is full and bright against a starless sky. An excellent setting for some ominous entertainment. Maybe I need to get out. Go for a walk. See what early morning Portland offers me.
Huh?
Portland, Oregon? Or Portland, Maine, the stinky one. There's enough weirdness happening during the day in this city, so I'm sure something's bled over into the twilight hours. Portland, Wisconsin? Nah. Bled over, you say? With my mind made up, I mosey over to my closet.
Mosey. More people need to mosey.
I mosey every day of my life. What does one wear for a witching hour stroll?
Ooh.
All black like my soul. Comfort is key, or dress to the nines. Well, you know, I'm trying to meet some cool, cute cryptids out on the
That's
streets
not what's
of Portland.
happening.
So I feel like we should go dress to the nines, you know?
I say comfort is key. 3 a.m., you don't want to worry about no one seeing you. What are you going with?
I'm gonna go all black. Middle ground. I think Sandra Dark Witch would wear all black. I'll be as dark as the night that surrounds me. I find my favorite band shirt crumpled on the ground and give it a customary sniff to make sure it's clean before slipping it on.
Who can relate?
That's relatable right there. I hope we get to see the outfit, you know, for context.
Just do a little. It's not too bad.
I pair it with my favorite black jeans and boots, and I'm good to go. I pose in front of the mirror, blowing a kiss to Mirror Sandra. Looking good. I'm a little abuzz with excitement
no.
as I gather my bearings.
Can I sniff it too, Sandra?
No.
Oh, no. You're thirsting for our character, even.
Banned. The most radical thing I've done lately is quit my gray-toned office job. Good for you, Sandra. And pick up shifts at a local coffee shop to supplement the income from my website. Wish that were me. It's comforting knowing that there are others like me who have this undeniable attraction to the things that go bump in the night, despite the monotony of my day-to-day. It's easier to exist when you blend in and squirrel away any untoward interests. It avoids awkward conversations, and no one's caught on to my deep dark secrets yet. There was a time when I felt that my desires for the supernatural were something to be ashamed of. And, well, maybe they are in polite society. But after I spent too many brain-rotting hours in an office cubicle, I decided I would lean into the delusion to bring some color back into my life. Most people don't see the value in that sort of thing, and that's fine. But I can't help it. Something about the occult excites me more than anything else. It's always been that way. I gave up trying to fight it a long time ago. The vibes are unhinged from second one. Bubby, you are not polite society. I don't know who you're trying to fool right now. I shake the thoughts from my head. It's no use thinking about that now. I have some inspiration to look for. What's up?
Biddy's into Mpreg, and Bubby's into baby play. The best of friends.
I grab my phone, my wallet, and my house keys from my desk and give my room a once-over, making sure I'm not forgetting anything.
Can you tell I'm playing Like a Dragon?
Then, with a final flash of some finger guns to my reflection in the mirror, I'm out. It isn't long until I find myself standing outside the house. 6969 Dead End Drive. Yeah, this art is really cool. Nice. It's creepy and old and no one actually knows who owns it. And right now, it's luring me in. Normally, I pass by on my walk to the coffee shop, and during the day, give it no more than a fleeting thought. Maybe it's the desperation for a crumb of inspiration, but tonight, I'm intrigued. For years, I thought it was totally abandoned, the windows all covered with what looks like scraps of newspaper. But what gives me pause is the front yard. It's too well kept. Those bushes don't tend to themselves. Ain't that the truth? Like every historic neighborhood, there's always that one house that has a particularly bad reputation, and this gothic beauty is it. I've heard all the stories. I count them on my fingers. Witches who eat children, an axe murderer who slaughtered their whole family, a pack of feral stray cats overthrowing the previous owner, a lycanthrope's hideout, and my personal favorite, vampires. No way. The vamp charisma is pulling in. I always thought it was a joke to scare away kids, to stop them from playing on their lawn. But if only it were true. I find myself just standing here staring, tempted by the house and what might linger inside it, which isn't the smartest move. In October, in the Pacific Northwest, Portland, Oregon confirmed. It's dark. I'm cold. It's also definitely about to rain. I should go in. The words fall out of my mouth without thought, just pure impulse, succumbing to the mystery tugging at my curiosity. I shrug to myself and look around. No one's here to witness my petty crime of breaking and entering. With my journalistic integrity intact, I will myself to stroll up to the house. The porch groans loudly in protest as I step on it, and my hand reaches out for the front door. I apply gentle pressure, and the door just swings open with a deliciously spooky, decidedly terrifying creak. That's not what I expected. Was it just left ajar like that? Damn, I was very prepared to use the lockpicking skills I've picked up from all the video games I've played. Which totally would have worked. The Riz, an open invitation. As the door swings open, a slight breeze flows from inside, like someone forgot to close the fridge and let out the cold. I shiver against it. And then, finally, I hesitate. Should I really be adding trespasser to my resume? Am I actually doing this? Yeah! What do y'all think? I'm thinking yes. Seems like the right move. It's an easy yes, right? Breaking and entering achievement, a little petty crime never hurt anyone. What would my therapist say? She told me it would be a good idea for me to say yes to more things in my life. She was probably talking about this. This is this is almost certainly what she was talking about. Listen, Sandra, you go into this house and you do it right now. Think of the possibilities. And if there are no corporeal beings, hopefully there will be a hot ghost that won't make me want to shit my pants. I push the door open a little more and squeeze inside. It's now or never. Once I get inside the house, my teeth start chattering. It's cold. Like, really fucking cold. Someone forgot heating exists. I think I'm in a small foyer, but it's hard to tell because without the soft glow of the moon outside, I can barely see my hand in front of my face. I pull out my phone, turn on the flashlight, and inspect my surroundings. As I shine my light around the room, I see this place appears to be lost in time. Nothing seems to have changed since at least the 1800s. Not the furniture, the wallpaper, or the smell. I inhale deeply and catch the scent of something pungent and putrescent. I have not seen that word before. Hidden deep within the normal old house musk. Unpleasant as it is, it's an aroma that intrigues the rest of my senses, beckoning me to find the rest of the secrets packed within these walls. At the end of the hall, I see light sneaking through the crack of a half-open door. Whoever's here, if anyone at all, must be in there. I hold my breath as I listen intently for clues, and sure enough, there are the signs of life I craved. I hear what sounds like muffled conversation, and then a very clear, "Fuck you!" Finally getting to the voice acting, let's go! Yeah, loose definition of life. I raise an eyebrow. Now this is something worth investigating. As I take another step, the floorboards creak loudly under my feet. Shit. I pause, silent as a grave and still as a statue, and pray those muffled voices didn't hear me. There's a tense moment before the voices continue, and I release the breath I was holding. I passed the stealth check. Maybe. Let's turn off voices and have Fern read everything. Let's not do that. That sounds horrible. Continuing to sneak along the dark corridor, I creep closer and closer to the illuminated room. Then I'm right outside the cracked door with my back against the wall. Now that I'm closer, I can hear them more clearly. 3. 3 distinctly different, dulcet tones echo into the hallway.
Do you smell that?
Everything goes deathly silent. Ruh-roh, I think we're in a bit of trouble. Then...
It smells like human in here.
I freeze instantly. I mean, Sandra, this is what you wanted. Like, this is what you were looking for.
There it is again.
Smells like updog in here.
I keep
So true,
telling
Bubby.
you, it's your dirty cups piled in the sink. You're just as shit at doing dishes as you are playing cards.
At least when he sucks at cards, there's a chance he'll have to take his clothes off.
I feel like this was supposed to be voice acted. This is not Sandra's interior monologue, right? Every day the cups keep piling up and not a nipple in sight.
First of all, I'm good at everything. A warrior like me just can't waste his time on trivial things like cards and dishes.
Oh no, they've caught my scent. Whatever will I do?
Gotta save my huge brain and muscles for more important things.
You got a huge brain and muscles in there? Open the door, Sandra. Oh, you played too, Glory. Yeah, that happens sometimes. I remember there were a couple like that with, Please Be Happy. I think it just happens. I hear the sound of someone inhaling deeply.
My nose never lies. I smell human.
The speaker's words hit me like a thunderbolt. What had I been thinking, skulking about in the hallway and eavesdropping on whoever lives here? Could be a troop of axe murderers for all I know.
Have we already forgotten the time your nose led us straight into that werewolf house party?
Somehow, despite the growing panic in my chest, the phrase werewolf house party makes me snort. I cover my mouth with my hand immediately, as though it might somehow take it back. But it's too late. Oh, Sandra D. Sloppy. Werewolf House Party, great band name. The shirt wasn't clean, Sandra. The smell is everywhere. Well, 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 we might have company after all.
Go on. Show yourself.
I can't describe the feeling, but it's like I'm being compelled to step from the darkness and into the light. My feet propel me forward of their own accord, carrying me around the corner as I resign myself to the fact that I've been caught. What I see when I enter the room jolts me right out of my numbness into a state of shock. Oh my! Uncontrollably, my heart skips a beat. Who else? The intensity ramping up. The three voices that I hear are matched by three equally as mesmerizing faces. They're so beautiful, it almost hurts to look at them. And by the look of their slightly perturbed and yet also slightly intrigued expressions, I've clearly interrupted something.
Great googly moogly.
It's time! Using my big galaxy brain, I survey the situation and decide my next move. Oops. There's a mess of playing cards and glasses of red wine
Uh-oh.
strewn across the table in front of them. The way they're holding their cards Reminds me of an old spaghetti western, right before there's a shootout in the saloon.
I prefer lasagna western.
The three of them stare at me in a way that makes me feel like a ham, ready for carving.
Carve me.
Carve me up. None of them speak, they just evaluate me with this bizarre hunger in their gazes. I should say something to shatter this long, incredibly awkward pause.
Vampire in the Middle is giving me a person from like Haunting a Hill House and Mike Flanagan, all those Mike Flanagan movies. You know what I'm saying?
I think I know who you're talking about, yeah. I appear to be lost.
Oops, I should not be in here, I don't think.
The words are barely out of my
Oh.
mouth before they leap toward me at an inhuman speed, knocking me onto my back and pushing me down against the carpet. The breath leaves my lungs and my hands burn as bearskin and textile collide. I know, Ghosty. In another run, I'm gonna start with Howdy. See what happens. These are all good things, yes.
See? I fucking told you I smelled human. Never doubt me again.
No treat for you just for getting it right, Ilias. Assuming we all want to call dibs, should we rock, paper, scissors for her?
Dibs. Really, Laurel? Can't we just share? We haven't done that in a while.
Is the music and our mic balance okay? Because
It's
it
loud in our
sounds
ears.
louder in my ears.
I turned
but
it up for us because
Okay.
it was really quiet in our ears.
I just want to make sure it's not like getting music a little loud. Roger that.
I think music's already turned down too.
In here,
See?
I literally have to turn games to like 20% every time I play. It's so loud.
No, Valeria. As the oldest, smartest, and hottest, the human is mine by right.
Oh my god, they're fighting over us. That's better. Okay, cool. Thank you all. I feel like a piece of furniture out for auction at a swap meet. Am I into that?
Turn me into a chair.
I'm completely mesmerized by every hand movement, every turn of their lips, every glance in my direction as they bicker. My heart races and I can feel myself getting unnaturally hot, despite the freezing temperature of the house.
Don't be greedy, Illy. Think of all the fun we could have.
That's all it is for you.
Please, there's
Fun.
enough of me to go around.
You two enjoy those prepackaged little blood bags, but a hunter like me needs to feed. My fangs haven't pierced flesh in so long.
The biggest one has me pinned to the floor, but despite their threatening words, they don't exactly seem intent on killing me right this second. Even lying prone on the ground, the first thing I notice is their teeth, or rather, the deadly points of their canines. Their skin doesn't have the same plumpness or glow that mine has, almost like their capillaries forgot how to refill with blood. And the mirror behind them has no reflections. No. This cannot be happening. Can it? There's no way they're actually vampires? The word crashes out and they turn to me. Hungry, unforgiving, feral.
That's chat.
That's y'all. Yeah.
Sing
She's
it.
very wise.
You're unbelievably cold and unbelievably fat, whatever it is.
The one they called Valeria grabs hold of my chin with a delicate hand, but there's nothing delicate about the way she holds me.
Looks like we have a fan on our hands.
They said, what?
The fake shock.
It looks like we do.
Valeria.
Her dark brows are pinched when she leans closer, her head tilted like she's sizing me up.
You interrupted us, kitten. And Ilias
Just
here was just
calling
about to
me
take his shirt
kitten
off.
already? That's fine. We could be close like that. Wait. Oh. Another ad. I was like, what is insinuating Taco Bell in this game right now?
Why is the ad manager running such
I don't know.
constant ads? I need to look at it again.
We are about to get crunch wrapped.
They keep changing it on me.
I hope they make it through being crunch wrapped. Folded like a damn quesadilla.
Whenever you're ready.
What's this? You got by the ad?
I just think that's the only thing you're gonna want.
What do you mean? I mean, it's probably the only thing that's gonna be open by the time we're done. Ads couldn't be me. That's because S-Videotech is a premium supporter of Video Games Are Good. Alright, I think we're
back.
safe. We're back. Are you with us? Monster lovers, if you are out there. Alright.
Taking your shirt off is for losers. And I was clearly winning.
Winning, I'm afraid. Laurel, let him dream.
I don't have to dream about winning. Winning is all I do. Look at these muscles. My face, these cards.
I don't go see, babe. Your shirt is barely on. I don't think that qualifies as a shirt.
The trio continues to bicker amongst themselves, and
That's
I just
true.
lie here watching.
You're still being pinned to the ground.
Yeah, I'm just there like, yeah! Vampires are just myths. Monsters made up by confused historians and then embellished by storytellers, seeking to make us feel something. We got called kitten. We're just sitting there like basking in the glow of being called kitten. There has to be a simple explanation for these three. But now is not the time to get myself worked up in my own little fantasies.
The vampires read Naruto. The vampires read Naruto and have a Bayonetta figure.
That's fucking hilarious that that's the only one that is legible over there.
I have a Switch.
They do. They're gamers.
And
They're
they have
gaming.
one of those baby toys, bro, like in the lobbies of like a dentist.
They're real for that. I would love to have one of those. They keep up with the times. Gamer vamps. It's probably just some sort of kinky vampire LARP event. Cosplayers who lift or something. And I'm usually so on top of these gatherings.
Wink on top.
The costuming and props are serious. Movie magic things. Even the red wine in their glasses looks like real blood.
Gulp.
And it wouldn't surprise me if they've rented out this house for their own pleasure. There's no way you're real vampires. Who are you? A deadly silence fills the space between us as I gracelessly interrupt their quarreling. Valeria's hand gets tighter on my chin. Ilias's body feels heavier against me. Who are we?
You don't think we're real?
I don't give a shit what she thinks. She'll know we're real enough when her blood is sliding down our throats.
Too much talking, not enough killing.
Ilias lunges for me at a speed that my eyes can hardly register, and I'm in such a broken state of shock that I say the first thing that comes into my head.
Horny. Just says out loud, horny.
Parley.
Parlay.
Parlay. What is that?
Like pirates,
Oh, okay.
I assume.
They all pause immediately, going still as statues, as they look at me with a distinct mix of disgust and confusion.
Parlay?
Do we look like fucking pirates to you?
Maybe. Could be. Not this one. This one, maybe.
You are what you eat, I suppose. Yo ho ho.
Yo, they've ate pirates? I'm sorry, is there like a vampire version of Parlay where you have to let me explain myself before you kill me?
That green shit they put on your food to make it look nice?
Parlay, not parsley. It's some bullshit the human picked up from the movies. You know, parlay.
Clearly, Ilias does not know.
Besides, it's bold of you to assume we have anything to talk to you about, human.
No, but you don't
She would
understand.
surprise you, Val.
I'm a horny human who talks about fucking you guys all the time.
You know, I never thought I'd be reminiscing about all the sailors I've eaten when I first sensed her quivering around the corner.
Honestly, Laurel, who hasn't eaten a ship full of sailors? Oh, now you've got me thinking about that time in Central Bay.
She gives my head an idle little shake, her fingers digging into my cheeks and making my mouth purse as she stares wistfully into the distance. Woo!
Oh, pristine beaches, expensive
You know?
wines, obnoxious tourists no one will miss.
As they once again continue to talk as if I'm not here. Yeah, it's a lot of Laurel's and some of Ilias's I think have been missing too. My gaze flits between their gorgeous, terrifying faces, desperate to find something I can use.
What I think happens is they have a base script. They get the people to record that. Then they go like, oh, we kind of need this line here and this line here, and they add stuff, but then they can't afford to go back and get them to re-record
Yeah.
like whole studio sessions for like 3 lines or 4, a handful of lines.
Yeah, I know. All those years of memorizing books and movies and useless video games and cryptid lore has prepared me for this moment. I rack my brain for what little information I've managed to learn about these 3 thus far. The biggest one, Ilias, is apparently the oldest, and seems to believe he's the best of the 3 of them in every way. He's probably susceptible to flattery. Valeria, the most petite of the trio, seems to have a penchant for luxury if the glazed look in her eyes when she mentioned Saint-Tropez is anything to go by. And finally, Laurel, the hardest to read of the 3, gives me the distinct impression that they might be open to being entertained. I won't have much time to try whatever it is I'm going to do, so I'd better choose a vampire fast and just go for it. Ooh, so we just gotta commit to one.
Hit a save.
Wanna play a game?
Wanna play a game?
Wanna play a game, kitten? I'm curious about entertaining Laurel.
I know.
There are 25 ways to die in this game. Okay. Laurel, you seem like the type to appreciate a little entertainment. You know, dinner and a show. A light sparks in their dark eyes. I have to hope that's a sign of genuine interest, however mild or controlled.
And you've got all that from 5 minutes of eavesdropping. Surely not. You must be a truly gifted psychic.
How many deaths are ecstasy related?
A joke, clearly, but there's a soft lilt to their casual tone where I'd expect to hear sarcasm. Should I be worried? Come on, Laurel. A human? Psychic?
Oh, incredible. The things that fly over your head, Illy.
Come
I'm
on.
being serious.
There's no
Val.
way.
A clairvoyant has arrived to teach us about ourselves.
Uh-oh. Gulp. Aren't you at least a little curious? Not one bit. You see that, human? My companions don't believe you. My chest flutters, keenly aware of the predicament I've launched myself into.
I think you ought to prove yourself. Tell me what I'm thinking.
You know what?
right?
You know what we should have set up in this stream?
What?
We should have set up an eye tracker for you.
We don't need to do all that. We don't need to do any of that. That's fine. It's fine.
Boring.
That's not entertainment. That's...
Not every moment can be a rave, Ellie. Where were we? Ah,
yeah.
yes. You were going to
the
read my
heart
mind.
monitor. I'm thinking about...
You could drop a save here if you wanted, just in case you die.
I'm gonna be a little cheeky. I'm gonna say how brave I am.
Brave.
You think bravery is busting into someone's house uninvited?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
You have no idea what real courage looks like, human.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Somehow, once again, these three beautiful people are arguing amongst themselves, and I'm left with a moment to ponder my options. There's no going back for me, but maybe I can Sherazade my way through this extremely sexy, scary predicament. It's clear to me we'll never settle on who gets to eat me if we continue on like this. You're all just too sexy and cool and clever. And I suppose you have our answer, do you?
Again, wasting time talking when we could be feeding.
Now, Illy, how often do we get entertainment of this caliber delivered to our doorstep? I want to see what cute little scheme she's got in her pocket. Speaking purely from the heart.
That's how we talk to chat. Cause you're all just so sexy, cute, and cool and clever.
The massive vampire actually pouts. Look at it, look at his little face.
Golden
It
retriever.
actually hurts to be this bored, you know?
I suppose we can hear her suggestion before we tear her apart.
You're in the right place, Sam.
You finally found us, Sam.
Sam and Kat have they felt
They've
the call.
logged on.
Ooh, like like in the gold cartoon, someone like smells a pie and they start floating.
Exactly.
That's what happened to them.
Hot vamps in your area. Talk fast, human. I can only keep these two from your throat. From your throat for so long. Okay, well, I was thinking maybe I could ask you three a couple of questions, you know, for me to get to know each of you a little better. That way we can see who's the best fit to eat me.
You're holding Illy and I back for a fucking job interview.
I haven't had a job in...
He frowns, his eyes squinting, mouth opening and closing. He seems to be thinking particularly hard about something.
Oh no, where did it pop up, Evan? Is it where I think?
I did not see that. He raises his hand and looks to be counting on his fingers, but he gives up after a few moments. A long fucking time, and I'll be damned if I start now. Laurel inhales and exhales quietly, a hint of a smile on those perfect purple lips.
Absolute treasures, aren't they? Keep talking.
If they really are the creatures of the night that they claim to be, I'd better continue to think fast. I've survived thus far on wit alone, and I can't let it fail me now. Maybe confidence is key here. Maybe I can throw them off. I feel like I need a save before every decision.
Do it, bro.
But I've been waiting my entire life for this moment. And this
So-
is it. This is my chance.
Some people wait a lifetime.
For a moment like this. I'm practically an expert on your kind, you know.
Oh, is that so?
Then you already know we can't let you live.
The eyes.
Right on the titty.
They popped up right where they should be. And that we're hungry. In tandem, they all show off those murderous pearly whites.
Nuh-uh.
I know, really just him. His face is scary. Well, shit. I should have
no.
thought this through, but it's too late now. So I just let it happen. Wave the white flag, if you will. They smirk, and all of a sudden I can't seem to track their movements as they take hold of me. My mind is clouded, my breath shallow as my heart rate decreases.
It's gonna be the dream.
And then I feel my body being led. Valeria's cold fingers are tightly curled around my wrist, and Laurel's are intertwined with my other hand. It would almost be intimate if it wasn't a prelude to my death. They lead me to the couch and sit me right in Ilias's lap, my back leaning flush against his ample chest. Laurel and Valeria take their spots next to him, both still holding my hands. It's absolutely intimate, Sandra. Don't lie to yourself. They spread my arms like an angelic marble statue. The position is holy, and yet the deed is dripping in sin.
Bro, you're about to get sucked while Bayonetta's watching.
I hear a giggle, then two pairs of full lips are brushing over the soft skin of my inner wrists. Sharp daggers pierce my flesh there, sinking right between the delicate bones. They're feeding on me, and with each slow pump of my heart, blood leaves my body and flows into their hungry mouths. I'd almost forgotten about Ilias behind me, and the third set of fangs embed themselves deep into the juncture of my throat. There's nothing gentle about Ilias, not like the other two. He's pure animal. A monster. I don't think I have much life left in me, a sharpness settling in my lungs that makes it hard to breathe. And then there's just acceptance. Worth it. Oh, Sandra, you little freak.
Look at me, it's Sandra D.
I close my eyes and let the darkness take me. You died. Totally worth it. What do you do? Do you do new game, or should I
You can look.
go back to one of the other decisions?
First ecstasy death.
Let's see. Let's just go back to... This is, I think, where we were choosing which one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go to Valeria. If I have to die tonight, which I totally understand, this is on me. I just want to have one more moment of happiness. Like a last cigarette, if you will. You're doing a lot of talking here, kitten, and not enough convincing. Please, before you kill me, could you tell me about Saint-Tropez? I feel like I could go to my eternal rest a lot easier if I could just hear about what happened there. Though she's quite clearly trying to maintain an infallible poker face, Valeria's mouth twitches.
Ugh.
Not this story again.
Oh, shut up. You've told us about Paris 1,000 times too many.
And then this guy was like, sacre bleu. And I was like, chomp.
Chomp.
I think I can tell it better than him at this point.
Haters!
It really doesn't take much to get these three going, does it? They bicker like a supernatural married throuple.
So they're a throuple, confirmed right there.
Valeria finally turns her gaze back to me, interest shining in those terrifying red eyes.
I'd be happy to tell you about Saint-Tropez if it will spare your soul the torment. We wouldn't want you haunting us.
So true. Valeria runs a hand through her hair, her lashes fluttering as she sighs dramatically, clearly readying herself to tell her tale.
I feel like Sam's like pawing at the monitor like, no, no.
Just pounding on the router. Her voice even gets a little louder when she next speaks. You'd think she was addressing a stadium rather than just one human. Welcome back, Sam.
Oh, the thing about Saint-Tropez at the height of summer is that everyone is rich and beautiful and drunk. The parties were magnificent, and plucking off those insufferable wretches one by one was as simple as stealing candy from a child.
Plucking off? What are you doing in there? Plucking off?
Valeria sighs again, wistfully this time, and Laurel and Ilias share a wounded look.
Oh.
I can still taste the Dom Perignon and Le Maire on the tip of my tongue if I try hard enough. Rich people just taste better, like debilitating insecurity and tax evasion.
Yummy.
Look what you did, human. We're gonna be here all night at this rate.
Do you fucking mind?
My ravishing sybaritic Val. I'm afraid Illy might have a point.
I know. I'm
That's
poor,
your
dude.
angle.
My bed's on the ground.
I don't have a bed frame.
You too. Can't a vampire reminisce about a little mass murder around here without you two huffing and puffing? Ugh.
She stomps her foot, a little bratty, a little endearing, and the pout that forms on her shiny lips is more than impressive.
Ugh, you've ruined it. I can't be bothered. Let's just kill the human and get back to stripping Ilias of his dignity.
Hey, yo, what were y'all up to in here before I came in?
Man, they're playing strip poker.
Hey,
Then they're all staring at me again.
Suddenly, all I'm thinking about is shredding your throat like barbecue.
So talk fast.
Oh.
Oh! Mommy. Fuck. Somehow, once again, these three beautiful people are arguing amongst themselves, and I'm left with a moment to ponder my options.
Got that line. This one too.
There's no going back for me, sexy, scary. Claire will never settle on who gets to eat me. You're all too sexy and cool and clever. And I suppose you have our answer, do you?
again. Wasting time talking when we could be feeding.
Blah, blah, blah.
Entertainment, cute little scheme. Pouty Ilias.
Actually hurts to be this bored, you know.
Hear her suggestion, talk fast.
You're holding Illy and I back.
You can just
I
hit
haven't
skip.
had a job in.
Okay.
I was gonna say, that felt like the better one. Like, I don't think you're real. Like, then their pride is that question, right? Like, they're like, oh yeah, fuck you. Here, I'll show you. We have a save here, Sam.
I stand my ground. Surely I can easily play their game and win them over with compliments. There's just no way you're not LARPers. Silly, sexy LARPers. I smirk at them, trying my best to make sure it doesn't shake nervously at the edges. Look at Laurel's little smile. They're so cute. Either way, I guess it doesn't matter. Laurel exhales
Laurel's
a
like,
lilting
"All right."
laugh.
Que sera? Certainly an interesting credo to live by.
Thanks for the hydrate, Sam. We're a little thirsty, you know? Exactly. You get it.
I was gonna say, Evan, about the crucifix. I also think it's an upside down one, right? I feel like,
It looks like it.
yeah.
And die by.
You really are quite bold for a blood bag, aren't you?
Not according to Ilias. He said I'm not brave. I admire your tenacity, I suppose. Will indulge you, but this is truly your last chance. Ilias, clearly on a different page than Laurel and Valeria entirely, flexes his big, beefy arm.
For gaming.
Big arm for gaming. Bloodbag is an adorable pet name.
I just can't believe you think that humans could ever have muscles like mine.
Valeria narrows her eyes at me as Ilias palms his fist. He looks pretty keen on ripping me to shreds.
Illy, not yet.
A moment of raw tension passes.
This better be as fun as you seem to think it will be, Laurel. I can think of a million better ways to spend my time.
Twitter, for example. Laurel pointedly ignores her.
Tell me, what exactly drove you to fling yourself into this pit of vipers, human?
Ilias grumbles.
God, it's so boring when you play Puppet Master. I'm over it. Enough talking. I'm taking what's mine.
But we didn't get to answer your question. A look passes over Valeria's face, like she's suddenly reconsidering things.
Oh.
You suddenly don't want to hunt her now, Illy.
Got to add incoming soon.
Where's it at?
It popped up early.
Ah. Beware of ad. End of stream, we should have a poll. We can do that, for sure. Ilias grumbles.
Come on.
She's just standing here like we owe her something.
A hunt can take many forms, Ilias.
Even that of light chit-chat. Ilias throws them both a look of open disgust, but his sigh sounds a lot like defeat, however temporary that may be.
Ugh.
I'll make it fun for you, Illy.
If I don't, I'll finally bring that pretty little clerk home for dinner.
I'll even let you have the first bite.
They
First
said
bite.
it! Did you hear
The
that?
game. That's the name of the game.
Wow. The beefy vampire remains unconvinced. You don't make it easy, do you? Let's bring out the big guns, shall we? And here I was, saving this treat for a special occasion. Alright, we got an ad break. Let's get an early vibe. Who's everyone's favorite vampire so far? The treat in question, chicken enchilada. From Taco Bell.
A chicken enchilada from Taco Bell.
I'm still trying to figure out if those TikToks that you sent me are, like, real.
They are.
But, like, if they're actually making those products or if it's just, like, viral marketing.
No, they probably will, like the pie is not going to be in Taco Bell's. It's going to be at the, like, fancy Taco Bell cantina or whatever.
That's weird. Can't believe they did a Taco Bell Direct.
Who's watching the Super Bowl?
Not me.
There's gonna be a Wicked trailer.
Me. Maybe. You can call me over when it's on, you know. All right, welcome back to all the gamers. Let's see what this little treat is. Ilias perks up a bit at that.
Humor me, and I'll hand over that extra special, super rare Wagelad spread from the 1992 Party Down edition of Glow Rods Weekly.
Wiggle lads.
Look at it. That's so cute. That does it.
The one with the,
With the,
Yes.
and the...
Yes.
Oh my god. I have to read this line
You
out.
have
They
to
didn't
read it out loud. Everyone
They
get your
didn't
clip
say
button
it.
ready.
Yes, I even had it laminated to guard against your nightly excretions.
I just realized Fuego lads. Playboy.
Yeah.
Fine, human. Check this shit out.
Check this shit out.
Check this shit out. Ilias straight up flexes, showing
I
me
see.
his delts, biceps, triceps, and a multitude of muscles that I can't even name.
That's your proof you're a vampire? You go, "Huh!"
You read enough dirty magazines to know that humans are definitely capable of achieving such a body, Illy.
I'll also take the liberty to remind you that you had those muscles when
I
you were
know.
alive.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, well,
Shaw.
all bodybuilders are vampires. You heard it here first.
can a human do this?
Probably. Oh, Ilias is so
Oh.
dumb. I love it. Ilias drops to the ground and straight into a planking position.
Get on my back, Laurel. You too, Val.
Fuck.
You cannot be fucking serious.
Ugh.
Laurel doesn't seem to mind the request and sits astride him like they're riding a pony.
Ugh.
With a huff, Valeria follows
Where they
through.
just fall out of the scene.
Show us, you cowards. It's an interesting sort of vampire pyramid. Now what?
Watch.
He begins doing push-ups with one finger. What the fuck is going on? What is happening to me? I know, they need the heads bobbing up and down.
That? That's for another scene later.
Hey, yo. 1 second, I'm practically begging for my life, and the next, they're trying to impress me with their talents. I don't even know what to think as my mind boomerangs from terrified to fascinated to enthralled. This certainly isn't what I had in mind all of the times I've dreamed about watching 3 hot vampires ride each other.
That's a good one.
I'd be lying if I said this was exactly what I expected.
I'm sorry to tell you that everything you've learned from your insipid modern media is likely wrong. Laughable at best.
Everything? Laurel and Valeria dismount, and Ilias huffs as he stands to join them. Yes, everything. I have so many questions. Let's ask about crosses, since Valeria is wearing some. Surely crosses still harm you.
Besides being in bad taste.
I quite like mine, fuck you very much.
See, if Valeria here can wear one of gold, then they clearly don't do us much harm. Valeria drags a fingertip over her sternum, a sly smile on her face. I can't help but let my eyes wander down to where her necklace is nestled between her. Wow. Okay, but what about coffins?
Do I look like I sleep in a coffin to you? Who do you think I am? Fucking Nosferatu?
Now, hold on a minute. Are you saying Nosferatu is real? Zooey mama. Ghosty hitting us with the Zooey mama.
In a way, I suppose.
Dracula is very real, and Nosferatu was based on him, so...
You know, I actually knew Dracula personally.
Okay, name drop.
Ugh.
Ilias groans loudly, but Valeria continues, raising her voice slightly as if to drown out his obvious sorrow. Vampires might not age, but the way that Laurel and Ilias seem to wither at the prospect of listening to her tell another story seems to sap a few centuries off their infinite lifespan.
Oh, it was all very exciting at first, the whole King of Darkness thing. But then you come to realize that he's far too invested in the wrong kind of impaling.
No way!
Ah, such a waste.
Wait, you had sex with Dracula?
Oh, well, of course I fucked him. I'm not stupid. Oh, he's 6'7" and built like a god. I'm just saying, it's unfortunate that he showed more interest in skewering his enemies than me. And I'm not going to beg any man, Dracula or not, to pay me attention.
You dropped this queen. My mind is officially blown. Okay, now I have to ask. What exactly is the difference between vampire sex and human sex?
Oh, you poor creature. You have no idea.
See, now we're getting somewhere in the conversation.
It's better than your inadequate human mind
Prove
could
it,
ever possibly imagine.
coward.
A lesson, please?
We can physically see lust spiraling off of bodies like smoky tendrils can taste the pheromones that linger on the tip of gasping tongues.
Damn, okay. Of course this isn't voiced. Fucking... We can smell every bead of sweat and cum, a plethora of aromas. Sweet, salty, and inviting.
That's on the internet now
rules.
forever.
It rules. My heart starts racing, and then... Hang on, why the fuck are we still talking to our dinner? Dinner?
Yes, that would be you. Sans a good garnish.
I am known to be pretty tasty. The voice actor was like, I'm not saying that. Yeah, they did leave some good ones for me. Very grateful.
That's so sweet, honestly.
Ugh. My urge to kill it is dissipating. This human has no sense of self-preservation.
How do you mean? I'm clearly so good at self-preservation. Your urge to kill me is dissipating. That means I'm killing it.
Ugh.
It's no fun if you're not scared. It really has been too long since I had a good, hot, fresh meal. As I stare into 3 sets of wide, scarlet eyes, I feel like I'm standing on the precipice of something. Something terrifying and life-ruining. But my heart is racing like I've just won the fucking lottery. I think back to my dream. Was it a premonition? Was the universe predicting my untimely death at the hands of these 3 monsters? You know what would make this mortal's blood taste better? A performance.
I want to play with her. Make it last.
Hey, yo.
They step forward again, just on the edge of too close, and their hungry gaze roams my body like they're sizing me up for feasting. The eagerness inside me awakens, stirring curiously, and it takes every ounce of my remaining willpower not to tip my throat in surrender.
Fuck this. I want to kill him right now. And I call dibs.
Oh no! In an instant, Ilias is racing toward me. His outstretched arms grab my shoulders and we topple over. As I hit the floor for a second time this evening, I feel a very real sense of deja vu wash over me. He licks his lips before baring his cruel fangs.
Elias. Wait.
Oh. Pause. Valeria bends over and leans close, her long, silky hair falling in my face. She traces the curve of my cheek with her fingertip, trailing down over my jaw.
Tell me your name.
Want to be on a first-name basis, do we? Fucking Viddy, you did this to us.
They're gonna kill you for that. They're gonna be like, what the fuck?
Sandra Dark Witch.
Well, now, Laurel here seems to have taken a liking to you. So that means you have one final...
Oh my god.
final chance to plead your case. Good luck. And don't fuck it up.
Yes, mommy.
Chapter 2.
Part 2?
You're probably wondering.
You're probably wondering how I ended up here. Ha! This isn't exactly what I had in mind when I left my house earlier this evening, on the lookout for an adventure. Though it might be a situation that has played out in more than a few of my wicked fantasies. I have a terrible feeling I won't be getting the usual happy ending I imagine. No, this definitely doesn't feel like a running off into the sunset with 3 super ripped, super hot vampires with a gentle breeze blowing through my hair deal. Maybe they'll prop me up on the sofa when they're done draining me dry and dress my corpse with a fashionable pair of sunglasses. If I'm lucky. They certainly seem like the type. Focus, Sandra. Ilias, who still has me pinned to the floor, is staring at me, a frown pinching his brow, and I wonder if maybe he can hear some of the weird shit currently swirling around in my brain. I never thought I'd die this way, but I always really hoped. Valeria, still hovering close enough that I can smell her sweet perfume, grows more menacing by the second. And Laurel. Quiet, contemplative, terrifying Laurel is wearing a smirk that could kill you from 100 yards away. They're leaning against the wall, watching the whole thing go down from a safe distance. It could be worse. Maybe. If they want me to tell them why they shouldn't just kill me here and now, I'd better put my back into it. Yeah, you better. As a writer, I'm notoriously good at bullshitting. Or, as Ghostin user MonsterFucker69420 commented, presenting a fantasy that has people desperate for more.
Alright, who is that?
Which one of you?
Which one of you has that account?
I need to figure out how to convince them to not rip open my throat and suck my life away. And if I fail, honestly, it wouldn't be that bad either. I'd go out in service of something I love. Beautiful. Beautifully spoken. It's Nick.
Yeah.
You're probably right. And then I have a light bulb moment. A fucking terrible, ill-advised, monumentally stupid light bulb moment. Wait! Ilias and Valeria pull back quickly as if struck, their heads tipping to the side in the same way a dog would if you shook a treat box. Laurel just huffs a laugh, but it doesn't look like they plan on stopping me from further pleading my case. I have to wonder if these three ever manage to have a fresh meal.
I don't think the first one's gonna work, but
I don't think so either.
you dropped the save. It also feels like the only way, if possible, it's the only way to a happier ending here, I think. Otherwise,
This
I feel
one?
like you're just dying no matter what. Which would be a fascinating take on a steamy visual novel. That you just die at the end no matter.
How dare you? I'm gonna go the second one, and then when that presumably doesn't work out, I think I'll come back to this save.
You said the first one's not gonna work out. One of these has to work. So if the first one doesn't work out,
Do
the
they?
second one will. I assume, right?
I don't know.
It's not just a dead end now. We just started part 2.
I don't know.
They could both work. Who knows?
I'll try the first one then. I have a proposition for you. Yeah, I think they will, Evan, but
That's why I was like, do this one first.
say I do end up with all the bargaining chips. What exactly do I want? I'm a paranormal writer. Am I just content to leave with only the memory of this insane night trying to do it justice in my writing? Or do I want something more? A souvenir? A trinket, maybe? Or,
We're waiting.
fuck it. These are vampires. Clearly, immortality must be on the table here.
They have Immortality by Sam Barlow on the table?
Yo, they really are gamers. They're not just playing on that Switch back there. I take a deep breath. What would I have to do to convince you to make me like you?
And then it's like, they just kill you.
To turn me into a vampire? Ilias bursts into laughter immediately, which is really great for my ego, if not expected, actually. But when I tear my eyes from his doubled over, hulking form and look at Valeria and Laurel, they seem to be intrigued.
Do we have a
That's
shot?
hilarious. A really good one. I forgot humans could be so funny.
Talk.
Oh, you want to hear more? I mean, I'd be stupid not to ask, right? I've literally dreamed of having an opportunity like this my whole life. Can you blame me for taking the risk? You're going to kill me regardless. I think. Valeria shrugs and looks at Laurel.
The human isn't wrong.
Ilias snaps his head from side to side quickly, looking between his two comrades like they just grew horns.
Wait, are you actually pausing right now? Why aren't we chowing down?
Ugh.
Shush, Illy.
So if you really want this, convince us.
Just get down on the floor.
My mouth falls open, then closes. Open. Close.
Right.
Right. I can do that. Shit. Fuck. What have I done? I feel Ilias's grip on my shoulders loosen as he swings his leg over to stop straddling me.
I forgot we're still on the ground.
Reluctantly, he sets me free, and I instinctively sit up, scooting my knees into my chest.
Just say it like
We're
that.
expecting some good entertainment this evening now, you know. Though I'll warn you in case you haven't already guessed, we're a pretty tough crowd.
I gulp. But I can work with that. This is just a game, right?
We gotta play DDR.
A very stupid, very deadly game. But I've been gifted a few more turns to make this work in my favor.
I never would have expected this is the right path.
I know. Me either.
We did get the laugh that we thought we would get, but the other two were like, alright.
And hey, I've played tons of games. I'll just have to use all my charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent to turn the tables. Judging by the looks on their faces, the longer I dilly-dally, the hungrier and more impatient they get. And like I already said, and like they already confirmed, the odds of me walking out of here alive are virtually non-existent. That's more than fair.
That's fair, that's fair.
I pause, letting the words hang in the air. Knowing I now have the full attention of the vampires, I use my next turn to stand up and brush myself off, making sure my stance is as confident as I can muster. They don't need to know I'm metaphorically shitting myself, despite them probably being able to hear my heart screaming in my chest.
It's not every day we come across a human who lacks fear when staring death in the face.
So, enlighten us. Well, firstly, you're all really fucking hot. Valeria rolls her eyes so hard I think they might fall out of her skull.
Okay.
Stating the obvious, kitten. What I mean is, vampires are brilliant, fascinating creatures that, until tonight, I thought weren't fact, but fiction. I've studied you, written about you. Why would I be afraid to die when it's literally my Freudian death wish dream fulfillment come to life? It's not as pretty as you seem to think.
There's a lot of blood. Like a ton. A whole body's worth.
Oh, it's especially messy when Illy is involved.
It doesn't count if you don't get blood everywhere. He points at Valeria, and the look she gives him makes me think she might bite his finger off.
Plus, you're not even half as delicate as you think you are. You get sloppy too.
A sloppy crew here, all three. She turns her nose up at him.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Illy is right. Remember that couple in Trinidad?
Ugh.
I do not. She clearly does.
I remember walking in on the three of you. It was a complete bloodbath. I'll never forget your face.
Don't make me make you forget my face.
In my head, all I just saw was then Valera going, "You will forget my face."
As I listen to them talk about their past indiscretions, the idea of joining them on raucous, blood-fueled vacations sounds deliciously tempting. I muster up as much willpower as I can to keep my voice steady. I'm serious about what I said. I want you to turn me.
Can you imagine trying to convince 3 vampires to turn you and your voice cracks? I want you to turn me. Oh, fuck.
They just immediately, like, decapitate you. I feel 3 sets of eyes narrowing in on all of my vital spots. Laurel looks me over like a hamster in a cage. Illy, Val, you are always commenting on your woefully ceaseless boredom. Maybe Sandra can liven things up around here. They smile at me, and despite it reaching their pretty eyes, it still doesn't quite stick. The embarrassment would be worse than dying.
Be like, please just punch my head off, please.
I am exceptionally good at making life interesting, if I do say so myself. I can teach you things like gaming, internet shopping, how not to act on Twitter.
We might be old, but we're not stuck in the Victorian times.
Scrapbooking.
Oh, maybe you can fix my computer? It's doing that thing that it always does.
Yeah, Elias, yeah.
Yeah. I'll take a look.
We can talk about your spectacular ability to infect every device we own with porn malware some other time, Elias.
But for now, our attention should be on why Sandra wants to become one of us. What?
Ugh.
Hush. With a wave of her hand, I feel my words die on my tongue.
You think it's something we can easily do? Just turn you? Like how humans adopt a puppy?
Well, it's not that hard. Illy, that's not the point.
None of us chose this life. It's not all amazing Saxon free meals.
It's not. What Valeria means is that it isn't as glamorous as I assume you believe it to be.
Bro, not being able to eat anymore is like, that sucks.
That shit sucks, bro. Count me out. Valeria steps toward me, closing the distance between us. She takes my chin between her forefinger and thumb, making sure I have no choice but to look at her.
Ad incoming. Yeah, something happened. It's now running ads every 30 minutes instead of every hour.
What in the hell? That sucks.
Let me see. Can I think I can fix it
Go in.
now. No, look.
Which equivalent of a cold shower? Yeah, we've heard from a lot of people that Twitch ads have been just like being really weird now.
What do we like? The full... So it's right now it's every 30 minutes, a minute and a half of ads. Every 40 minutes, every 40 minutes, 2 minutes of ads. Every 50 minutes, 2.5 minutes of ads, or every hour, 3 minutes of ads. Which, when you run 3 minutes of ads, you get less pre-rolls. So if anyone comes in we won't have pre-roll ads. Like when you join a stream, we won't have pre-roll ads for another hour too. So it is a lot to sit through, but it also is, it eliminates that issue.
Ghosty!
That's facts.
You're my hero. Yeah, I guess just do the 3 minutes one, and then
These all do make us money. 3 minutes is probably easier.
and we probably won't be live for like
Another
too much longer,
yeah.
so hopefully that's just like maybe one more set of ads.
All right.
Crunch me.
Why does it say there's a hype train?
I don't know. Nothing has
Nothing's
happened.
happened.
Literally, nothing has happened. That's strange.
Oh, there's still an ad break happening though.
Oh, okay.
It didn't like stop that last one.
Gotcha. We can wait 40 seconds.
Because yeah, a lot of streamers will
No
do
problem.
the 3 minutes, top the hour,
Mm-hmm.
and then just take that time to take a quick break or whatever.
Yeah. Sounds good. Yee Honda. It's always fun to see what ads everyone's getting. We've got lots of crunch wraps, we've got Ship Game, we got Honda, we got Subaru. All right, welcome back. Thank you all for your patience. Bubby, they got you with the meow mix because they know about your cat. They know too much. All right. I'm just gonna continue without Nate. He'll be back soon. Why should we even bother letting you continue to waste our precious time, Sandra?
Oh, entertaining you and your little idea was fun for a second. But I get bored so very easily, and Illy's tummy is going to start growling soon.
No, not Illy's little tummy. She leans closer again, her lips brushing my ear. You won't like him when he's hungry.
Hey, I'm always hungry.
Ooh, dropping a save here. Let's see. I'll just put it here.
Whomper. What's going on?
Another choice.
Ooh. I feel like, I wonder. There is, yeah, there's several pages of saves.
Oh, there are?
Yeah.
Oh, might be. I overwrote one. Oh,
There's 9
I'm
pages.
dumb. I'm not a gamer.
So yeah, I kind of agree with Ghosty, right? Well, here's my thing. Ilias is the oldest, so I feel like there's some amount of power he has over the group dynamic, you know?
Yeah.
I wonder if each one of these does assign to someone. Maybe Ilias strong. Yeah, Valeria feels like young and beautiful. Is Laurel then protect or mess?
I think this one.
Is that everyone?
I think, or this is a route that just doesn't work. Because I don't know, we haven't really seen any reason that would appeal to them.
Well, Laurel's been the one that's like giving you the chances over and over again. You know what I mean? And so like
Yeah,
maybe that's
but-
something we don't know of that character yet. And so I'm saying maybe I want to mess with people. It's almost like it appeals to all of them because they're all kind of mischievous little meme lords.
I don't know. I'm leaning toward one of these to start.
Yeah, I like strong, like I said, for my reasoning of appeal to the quote unquote leader, but not really.
Let's try it. I'm tired of this human body. It can only do so much. Especially now I know that being more is such a tangible thing. I want to be stronger, better, faster, harder.
Hey, yo!
Ilias quirks a brow in what looks like curiosity,
Oh, no.
but then he's scoffing and looking smug. As if you could outrun me.
That's cute. But you'll never be better than me.
He proudly flexes his big, meaty arm, and wow, that's big. Huge.
Phyllis,
Extra large.
Phyllis is awake. Go in the other room, Phyllis.
You're not allowed to watch this. But I love you. You are so sweet. Wow.
Yeah.
You're such a good girl.
Our kind are strong, sure. But don't go thinking you could ever reach my level of
Okay,
perfection.
that's fine.
Understand?
Easy peasy.
No problem. Duly noted.
Duly noted. Writing that down in my little notebook.
Is that a cat?
What? Then I hear... Is that a meow? Wait, you have a cat?
Nasty Dennis. He's not just a
Nasty
cat.
Dennis. That's such a good cat name. I look around for this Nasty Dennis and see nothing. The quiet, somewhat intimidating meowing continues. Nasty Dennis related to, what's his name? Hot Daniel? Your Pokemon?
Can I see you?
Can I see him? Please? It isn't quite that simple, I'm afraid. He's more fiend than feline.
If you do see him, it's probably a bad omen for you, human.
Is he like one of those cats who sits with elderly people in nursing homes before they die? Valeria snorts derisively.
Bro, they hate.
I'll probably just shred your jugular.
Oh.
So that's where the nasty comes from. Got it. Someone is enamored. I don't blame you. He's a fine specimen.
Right.
Despite being a complete bastard, yes.
All the scratches on Ilias's arms and the
From the
tears in
cat?
Laurel's. It's the cat.
Damn.
The cat did that.
I wouldn't say that I am enamored, just curious.
Isn't curiosity what killed the cat?
Whoa, she's so right. She's so wow. Remember that? Good times. Good video game line. Valeria then gestures toward the gallery wall behind her with a dramatic flourish, presenting a portrait with dainty hands. Nasty Dennis is a shaggy white Persian with a permanent resting murder face, and he's wearing a dashing, tiny red bow tie.
I don't like cats feels like an insta-death.
Let's say he's adorable. Let's say he's adorable. That's a cute-ass cat. I love him. He looks so soft. I want to kiss his fluffy, angry little eyebrows.
You really do have a death wish.
Clearly.
Just because you've lasted this long doesn't mean we won't kill you, you know.
Trying to distract us by using Nasty Dennis as a pawn.
No.
I'm on to you, human.
No, that's not what's happening,
Come
Valeria. I
on.
swear. I'm getting really hungry and my patience is running out. I'm this close to snapping and eating you right here, right now. Right, that whole thing.
That's right.
Shit. I'm not sure how much longer I can hold them off like this. They wanted you to respect Nasty Dennis as a bloodthirsty killer. I've partaken in a risky game of breaking and entering, trespassing, and most heinously, I interrupted their game night. And now I'm stuck in a game of my own making, one of life and death. I can't just stand by and hope they'll start to want to keep me around without putting the work in. Especially with such an incredible opportunity being dangled right before my eyes. Game night, definitely polyamorous. So true. Like all good relationships, it's not all about me. I need to know more about them. I need to know what the fuck I'm getting myself into if this all pans out the way I want it to.
I like the idea that now Sandra's like, what if they suck? I'll just let them kill me instead.
Just occurred to her. What if I hate living with them? What
I'd
if
rather
they're terrible
die.
roommates? You've interrogated me. Now maybe you should let me ask you some questions.
A question for question seems fair.
Laurel winks at me and extends their fingers, my eyes drifting to those sharp, shiny talons.
But be careful. Any wrong answers in your
Ow.
innards will make
What
a
if the
nice
polycule
table
is
dressing.
toxic? Valeria seems to perk up at the prospect of getting to talk about herself.
Okay.
What exactly do you want to know? There are a lot of things I can think of to ask them off the top of my head. Like, do bats make good company, for example? But then, maybe I should use my chances wisely and ask something productive. What do you miss most about being a human?
Good question.
Good question, good question.
Good question.
Show us what do you miss the most about being a human on the board?
Ding!
Nothing, I'm perfect. I stare at him for a beat, and he seems pretty serious. I expected something a little more profound, not gonna
Damn,
lie.
just said fucking idiot.
Laurel smiles softly, almost wistfully.
Music festivals.
I was gonna say, if Ilias is the oldest one, maybe like Ilias is like from a time where it was not great to be a human anyway.
Maybe.
Is Laurel the youngest then? Yeah, I was gonna say, is Laurel the youngest? Because music festivals. But then Laurel said about eating pirates. It's like, how does that pan out?
There are probably some modern day pirates. Well, no. They said they've eaten ships full of sailors.
That's true.
So that's vague enough that it could just be sailors. Music festivals, Laurel? Wait, did I save? I did, right? Yeah.
Thousands of bodies sweating out their worries together under a cruel but forgiving sun, laughing and gyrating in ecstasy.
Good night, Ghosty. Thank you for hanging out. It is always a pleasure. We will hydrate on your way out. Thank you so much.
Dream of what could happen here. You might have the better time, you know. Now you just have all the potential paths this could go.
Yeah. Also, Laurel, why would you say something so provocative? The shared euphoria of art. of performance. Yeah, not surprised. That's a forbidden experience I could enjoy. Are there no vampire-friendly music festivals? Laurel tips their head this way and that, considering my response with a grin.
That's a good question. I'm yet to find out.
Now it's our turn. Laurel's eyes are sharp and full of mischief.
Who do you stand in LBS?
Oh my lord. When I decided to do a round-robin game of Truth and Truth with a trio of hungry, sassy vampires, I can't say I anticipated this one, but I must acquiesce.
V for sure.
Don't want to displease them. Better save. Let's go...
Can't tell if second one's good or bad because it's like you don't have an easy one, but then it's like you love them all, you know?
I'm gonna go this one. They all have their strengths, and there's something I love about each of them. Find me one person on this planet who can resist Jumin, for example. Valeria and Ilias groan loudly while Laurel looks incredibly impressed. This bodes well for me.
Fuck.
For fuck's sake, not another one. Meanwhile, Laurel is like enraptured.
I know, I was gonna say, you may have just locked in the Laurel path.
Good. Shit, sorry. I really love K-pop. I tend to ramble. Laurel nods approvingly. Is that satisfactory, Laurel? They nod, but I'm not entirely sure if I've made a good impression or not. Before I can ask my next question, Ilias practically bulldozes Laurel out of the way. Okay, Sandra.
1. How does a 3-day hunt in the woods sound to you? 2. How do you like your blood to taste? 3. Where is your favorite place to bite someone? 4. What are your opinions on swords?
Well, someone's eager. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
Whew. You gotta only answer one.
I feel like we can spin this in a fun way.
Yeah.
That's where I'm leaning.
Of course I like swords. That also works too, yeah. It's one of those two, I think, because I feel like that last one was Ilias finally showing like something he's interested in beyond just flexing, you know? So like being like, oh, I love swords, and getting into that interest angle, you know?
Yeah.
But collarbone is fun.
Let's try collarbone. If we have to go back, we'll do swords. While I'm sure there's no wrong place to bite someone, I think a nice nibble on a collarbone sounds quite delectable. There's something sexy about the sharp curve of them, the way they so delicately frame the top of the chest.
Bro, they're gonna be like, that's a shitty place to bite.
And the bite there would, of course, be a sensual one. It's not like you just whip out your collarbones for anyone, right? I imagine if you do it just right, it's pretty hot. They're making the face again. They all look pretty shocked. Clearly, they underestimated me and my ability to wax poetic about body parts.
Oh, I do appreciate the way you talk about bones.
I feel my cheeks start to heat, and by the way Ilias is looking at me, his chest heaving,
Oh no.
I think I
That's
might have
true.
excited
That
him.
could be bad though. That could be like, okay, now I just wanna...
Now I just want to bite your collarbone. Now.
Are you quite finished hogging the human, Illy?
Ilias pouts and Valeria pats him on the chest, and then she's staring me down, a deadly look in her eyes. My turn.
Tell me, If given the chance, how would you try to impress a fine specimen of a vampire like myself?
Valeria, why do you ask? She pokes at one of her fangs with her tongue. It feels like a threat. A sexy one. Think fast.
Watches a timer.
No.
Ooh, foot rub. Ooh, those are all good.
I think this one's going to appeal to her just based on what we
The
know of
travel.
her so far.
But also, she's like, where haven't I been? What do you mean you'll take me anywhere in the world? You know what I mean?
I feel confident in this one.
Okay.
I'm gonna try it. I want to take you anywhere, everywhere. We'll travel the world. Her eyes light up at the prospect, and she doesn't even try to hide her apparent eagerness. I hold myself back from launching into a poorly timed rendition of A Whole New World, but only just. Oh, I haven't traveled in so long. We used to go wherever we pleased, do whatever we wanted, eat whoever we could sink our teeth into. She sighs wistfully. Yeah, see, I know what I'm on about.
Nah. You
I'm
just
a
lucked
romantic.
out. You lucked out because they've been traveling. They haven't traveled in a while.
I know, I said based on what we know about her, I know that this is gonna do well. And I was right.
I miss killing people in different countries. Americans have come to taste so bland. My palate isn't as refined as it used to be.
I can fix that. I know where all of the tasty humans hang out. Valeria smirks, and I feel my heart do a little lurch in my chest. Out of fear, arousal, either is possible. All of these questions, all of this incessant prodding. This is either the weirdest job interview I've ever had or the best speed dating session I've ever been to. I can't tell if I like it or love it. Before they pump me for more information, there's something I'm desperate to ask about. Powers. Abilities. I know they have them, and I want to know it all. If I'm potentially going to be a vampire by the end of the night, I should be well informed about what my new body will be capable of. I want to know about all the cool vampire shit you can do.
Interesting priorities. Though it's a fair question.
I suppose the ability to see threads of truth you mortals can't.
The added benefit of near miraculous strength has its perks, but being a walking polygraph makes living in the shadows of humanity that much more entertaining.
It's hard to choose one thing.
He runs his hand through his hair like a male model in a perfume ad as he contemplates his response.
I'm basically good at everything. But if I've got to pick just one, sharpened senses. I can hear a mouse's heartbeat at the other end of the house. I could smell you before you even set foot in here.
And yet I got in, brother.
Well, being young and beautiful forever certainly has its perks, but if I simply had to choose one thing, I'd say that I quite enjoy thralling people. There's something inherently satisfying about bending people's will before ripping their throat out. You know, there's an art to it.
Well, those were all mildly terrifying. That all sounds incredibly cool and fun. The three of them look very pleased with themselves. It's getting late, or early, and I feel the anxiety pangs in my chest as they stare at me with thinly veiled impatience. Or judgment, I can't quite tell. My quick-firing brain is telling me that they're talking about me telepathically, or something. The silence is deadly. I've pleaded my case for long
Here we
enough,
go.
and I really can't stand to wait around anymore. It's time. So, did I pass the test?
Ow! You're dead.
Don't eat me. Laurel taps their long fingernails against their chin in contemplation.
Uh-oh.
I have one last question for you, Sandra.
Call me curious, but if you had to choose one of us to be your sire, who would you pick?
Well, funny question, Laurel.
Clearly, there's only one correct choice.
I'm scared. Yes, no pressure. This has to be a trap. There's no way this isn't. If I chose one, will the others pounce on me? Too straight to say anybody but Valeria, unfortunately. You know, you're valid in that. If I don't choose, will I die regardless? Even if it is a scheme to get their fangs in my throat, I have no choice but to answer.
Whoa!
Oh, okay, now that's interesting right there.
I mean, we have to. That's who we are as a community.
That's who we are.
3 letters, thruple.
This is literally an impossible choice. Sorry, Sam, I already clicked. Yeah, my favorite 3-letter word is thruple. This is literally an impossible choice. I like them all, and I'd be thrilled if any of them chose
For
to
the
usher me
table.
into my next life.
Vampires for the table.
Ilias is the himbo of my dreams. Valeria is perfection in vampire form. Laurel has the most incredible mischievous mind. There's no way I can pick just one of them. I don't care who does it. I'll be happy either way. Okay, I didn't know it was going to be phrased like that. I don't think that was a good
Well,
choice.
Is that your final answer?
No. No? Yes. They all look at each other and shrug their shoulders like they don't quite know what the fuck to do with me. I can't tell if I've impressed or exasperated them.
Oh, well, I found myself marginally less bored than usual.
Uh,
I'm still on the fence.
No, Valeria, you're on the floor.
I was only mildly
Oh!
entertained.
God dang it. Laurel yawns, which I'm going to go out on a limb and say isn't exactly promising for me.
I know what you can do to make it up to us.
Yeah? Ilias grins wide. I'll do whatever you want. Just name it.
Leave.
Wait, what?
Yo,
Just like that?
Just like
we
that.
got the leave ending.
That's surprising. I
Okay.
stare at them for a second, waiting for the pin to drop, and when it doesn't, I shrug in compliance. There's not much I can really do about it if this is truly what they want. The alternative is death, most likely. So I turn around and start my trek out of the living room. So I didn't get turned into a vampire, and I didn't get myself romantically involved with a vampire like I wanted.
Bad.
So, literally worst end.
That's the opposite of getting the thruple ending first try in Amaranth.
Right. So I get to live another day and survived an encounter with 3 real-life bloodsuckers. I'm a legend. I lift my hand up to wave, not looking back. Thanks for letting me live. Enjoy eternity.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. And I instantly hear a cacophony of dissonant whispers behind me. Their cool breath caressing my skin.
Damn it. Like, we didn't die at least, and then this line.
Who said anything about living?
Wait. If they're saying leave, but then they're not dying.
Nah, I think they're just gonna eat me.
Silly little bird.
They just wanted to play with me a little more, because I bored them too
I
bad.
love a good chase.
I pick up my pace, trying to speed walk away from the whispers and into the hallway, fooling myself into thinking if I can just make it to the front door.
Speed walking away from some vampires, bro.
Like, girl, you can at least run.
It is getting late. Oh.
But I'm grabbed by the shoulders and my body is yanked back into the living room. With fangs at the ready and their eyes burning red, I realize that I'm nothing more than their prey. Just a chew toy. I quickly pick myself up and try to make a run for the exit, my brain in fight and flight mode, but a pair of strong hands prevent me from fleeing. I struggle against Valeria's grip, kicking and flailing, but nothing I could possibly do would weaken her unforgiving grip.
We do love it when you struggle.
My heart rate quickens before I feel it, the biting. 3 sets of fangs sinking into my skin, tearing through skin and fat and muscle. And here I thought I could make it out alive. Foolish mortal. There's nothing left to do but close my eyes and let darkness take hold. You died.
You died.
That was silly of you.
You're basic.
Okay. Do you want to... Would it be okay if we load up that last decision and just try picking one of them? Try pick Laurel?
Yeah.
And then we'll probably call it after that, I think.
If it actually leads to the end, bro.
It'll lead to an end. It has to be Laurel. They've enchanted me with their mysterious ways and their almost mischievous demeanor. I think we could have a lot of fun together.
Laurel,
Laurel, I choose you.
Pika pika, I guess.
He chuckles under his breath as he smirks in my direction.
Well, is that your final answer?
Yeah. Yes, it is. My cheeks flush and I avert my gaze from Laurel, who stares at me quite intently, apparently satisfied they're the chosen one. They all look at each other and shrug their shoulders, like they don't quite know what the fuck to do with me.
I think we've just fucked. Like, we're fucked.
Oh, well, I found myself mods and...
No, Valeria.
I was only
I know what you can do to make
Oh? Oh, wait.
That was the same.
leave.
Is it just...
It would just, yeah. Okay, so that's just same
we just
result.
fucked up.
Dang.
Well, what's the question again? Who kills me?
Yeah, who would you want to be your sire?
I was gonna say, what if you just say no, none of you?
We could try.
Shows you're being bold in their face, you know?
After being around all of them for what feels like hours,
no.
I honestly...
Oh no, it's yeah.
Huh?
It is about who turns you, which...
I know, that's what I said. I honestly kind of don't want any of them to turn me. I just don't feel like we made a proper connection. No offense, but I don't want any of you to turn me. It's not you, it's me. I'm just not ready to settle down right now.
You fucking what?
Is there anyone else around here who would be down to turn me? Maybe some vampire friends? The vampire trio stares at me in a stunned sort of silence. Hopefully this means they're considering my proposal. And then Valeria's delicate hand darts out, connecting squarely with my chest, and shoving me down onto the carpet so hard and fast, it knocks the wind out of me. Before I can even speak, her stilettoed foot is pressing down onto my neck, cutting off my breathing.
Ugh.
Who do you think you are, coming into our house and rejecting our generosity? You loathsome little twat.
You don't deserve the luxury of dying with my fangs in your neck.
Oh, they're just gonna kill me. Ilias is already looming over me, his golden eyes now a terrifying red.
You do deserve to die with our fangs everywhere else, though.
Okay. I thought it was just like they're like just gonna kill me before even putting their fangs in me, like just rip my limbs off or something. He rushes down, sinking his fangs into my shoulder. The pain is excruciating. I cry out, but Valeria's foot on my neck dampens the sound. She smirks down at me, bloodlust reflected in those lovely red eyes. What's that? Are you and Ilias making a proper connection? Another pair of fangs tears into my thigh, and while I can't see very well around Ilias, with Valeria's foot still on my neck, it's obvious that Laurel is taking their share.
But don't worry, kitten. We won't turn you. We'll just drain you dry. The garden could do with some new fertilizer. My flowers will be thriving.
That's lovely. We're gonna return to the earth. That's beautiful.
We're just bad at this game.
Her foot is off my neck, but it's too late for me at this point. She kneels down to take my wrist in her hand, piercing the thin skin there with her fangs and indulging in my blood. At this point, my vision is beginning to blur and my head is swimming. The pain is so overwhelming, it's making me feel loopy. Then again, maybe it's the sudden blood loss. I thought a death like this would be a little sexier, less painful. As my mind is beginning to blank, I see something white moving into my peripheral vision. I turn my head with what little strength I have left, and sure enough, a massive white ball of fluff with a face that could curdle milk and a red bow tie that I have to admit even now as I lay dying is just adorable. He is truly a handsome little man. Perhaps the universe is sending me one last gift. If I could feel the softness of Nasty Dennis's fur, to pet a cat one last time before I go.
It's gonna do the killing blow.
Yup. I extend a shaking hand toward the cat and form my cracked lips into a small O, croaking out my final words. Nasty Dennis's rejection is as cruel as it is swift. Those dainty white paws slap my hand away, tearing my wrist open in the process. As my vision begins to fade and my mind empties, the last thing I feel is the rough, sandpaper tongue of a cat.
Death
by
cat.
cat. Scream if you nasty.
So,
wow.
You've made it to part 2 of 4. There's still 2 whole parts after this.
All right. Well, I mean, we're pretty certain now that it's an earlier decision.
It's so
we're gonna have to remake.
I've looked. It is from the very beginning.
The beginning.
Decisions affect how these people like you. From the clothes you're wearing all the way through.
Oh no! I gotta go home and change.
All the way through. Can you believe that?
If I had dressed to the nines, would they love me?
So I don't know if you need every single one. But yeah,
that
several of them.
That seems impossible to make
several
every
of them,
single
like,
decision,
dressed
right?
to the nines.
Damn it! I know, the writing in this game is so funny. I love it.
So yeah, you have a lot of work to do.
Well...
How did we think this was short, bro?
I don't know.
I mean, either...
Well, what people were saying is, like, you can get to, like, multiple endings in a couple of hours, which we did. We played through, like, 5 endings.
I guess.
I
wouldn't
not
call
that
those,
you're
like,
gonna...
endings.
They are endings.
I guess. I think what they mean like ending, like you get to the end, credits. Credits roll, that's an ending to me.
I don't know.
Hey, gallery.
Pika Pika, I guess. That was good.
Let's see what's on gallery.
Gallery, that's
just the one art.
yeah. We haven't gotten very many yet.
What's death tally?
Just all the ways we died, right?
Just 2 of 26.
We only got 2?
Because I guess that time they ate us is like, that's the same as the first time, you know, like.
Interesting. All right. Well, that we are bad vampire seducers.
You have to do it from the very beginning. Otherwise, I'll say I'm looking at Laurel's route.
Mm-hmm. Were we doing well-ish?
Yeah, there's a decent. We did a decent amount. There's some. Even if you're not talking to them, your decisions affect your. You're leaning with them.
Well, we gave
Like,
it our all.
Every choice that you make has an effect.
That's tough. They want me to play this game for 100 hours, that's why. Yep, very route based. We'll get there. We'll get an ending one day.
One day.
One
We're
day.
gonna be here. We're gonna be here till like.
All right. We are gonna call it quits there. We have to get some dinner in us still. Yeah, I do think you're right, Madra. I think there's probably one way to get everyone,
Yeah.
and then everything else is death. Thank you all for stopping by, for being here. This was super fun. I hope. What's up?
Before you go like full wrap up.
What's up?
There's also seemingly no everyone end.
Damn.
Just
That stinks.
just each one vampire each.
Yeah. Well,
Go to prep.
we're
You're doing the outro on this screen, bro.
where?
And then go down.
Zooey Mama Awuga.
Go down.
Well, change the be right back to the thanks.
You got it, bud.
Okay.
What happened?
There you go.
I pressed it. Why is stream starting soon still up too?
Because that's built into the art.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oops, we should change that.
I know.
Yeah, we can do a quick poll. Let me see here.
You should do it over here.
Oh,
'Cause
where?
if you have a whole window versus that tiny little.
Okay, fine. Where?
You can
Just here?
Yeah.
It's like the same.
That's not the same, bro.
Laurel. Ilias.
Sandra.
Okay. We'll make it a quick poll, rapid fire. Make it 1 minute. Poll is up. Favorite sexy vamp poll. The official VGG community ruling.
What vampire do you want to suck you?
Yeah, that's another way to phrase it.
Who said that?
Who said that?
Who said that? What the heck?
The robot is being so weird tonight.
That's so weird, dude.
You spent all your channel points today, Bubby. On robot voice. The robot is Sandra. You know, I really want to read some of Sandra's fanfic. I want to read what she's got going on that website. You have something to admit? What is it? You don't know who's who? The one on the left
It's
with
Laurel.
like the strappy.
Oh, it's already over.
Oh, might be. I made it very fast. Is Laurel. The one in the middle with the booba is Valeria, and then the big beef head on the right side was Ilias. It took me a long time to figure out like which one was talking and who
Yeah.
was who.
They kind of color coordinated a little bit.
A little bit. All right, and our winner is Laurel with 55% of the votes, but a fairly close runner-up in Valeria. Ilias was disappointing. Not a lot of folks
know,
going
one.
for the himbo.
Yeah, my split is basically what the poll looks like.
I know this, Evan, but I am just explaining visually their features, which was a strappy shirt, a prominent cleavage, and a big himbo. Ilias did have some
Yeah,
booba
that's
as
true.
well. That's
That-
true.
Be fair, okay?
You're right. Yeah, Laurel is probably my favorite as well.
Yeah, it goes.
I'm aligned with the poll as a whole.
Yeah, it goes Laurel, Valeria,
Yeah.
very close in my mind, and then.
I
Ilias is
do
kinda-
like a himbo too.
I like
though.
him, but he's
I
not.
think
I don't.
think
He's
we'll
not my
get,
favorite himbo.
I think we'll get more of him. Like, I don't think we saw a lot of his personality
So the way-
outside of being like angry.
The way I heard how the game works, and this is not going to make you feel better, I don't think,
What?
is that's what I'm saying. He's just kind of mean in this. He's not really.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm sure they wrote him in a way that there's more to that, like to his character, but we just didn't see it. So I agree. Like, what we saw today, I wouldn't go for him either.
Basically the way I've heard or seen that this game is structured.
Mhm.
Let me turn on music because we're just
Okay.
sitting in an empty room over here,
Well, okay.
and also our camera's not been on this whole time. It's part 1 and 2 is getting your vampire,
Okay.
whittling down to get enough of the vampire's attention.
Mm-hmm.
Then it resets all your meters or whatever. And part 3,
Yes, fish.
and then part 3 is trying to win them over.
Okay.
You're starting from scratch. And when I was looking at the guide for this game, Laurel's path said, while everyone else is pretty hard to win over, Laurel's a goddamn final boss fight.
No.
So, I mean, it makes sense. Laurel's like the mischievous one.
Why would they do this to me? Make me play this game of cat and mouse with my beloved.
This is gonna be a stream. That's gonna be a stream where we just start resetting and skipping every 10 seconds.
One day, I'll get there.
All right.
Alrighty, everyone, it's time to raid out. Let me get a little message going.
That's what I was saying. Yeah, there's 26 ways to die, and a lot of them are just the same thing anyway. So we're gonna raid out. Stick around at least for the extra channel points, you know. Thank you all for coming out. It was nice. It's nice to be back. I assume we're back on the weekly for this. Well, wait, what's next week?
Well, we're gonna have to look at that because we just have a lot of stuff coming up on the next few weekends. But sometime, which we will announce in the Discord and elsewhere.
This is 17th next Saturday. Yeah, Bubby. If you stick around for the raid, you get bonus channel points. Yeah, Bubby, you're in the You're in the Discord.
Oh, Bubby,
I'm not gonna stand for this.
you're silly. All right. I've got a superb raid message ready for you. Please copy and get ready to paste it as we raid over to our pals at Ultramelon.
Ultramelon is doing a Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time randomizer, I think through an emulator. Has like a full-on like custom like player character and everything, all kinds of stuff. Look, I get it. All of you are in the Discord.
Yeah, it's true.
So yeah, let's go over to our friends over there. And just so you know, not all the details have been revealed quite yet, but I am going to be part of Ultramelon's March Madness streams, which is a bunch of racing in games. And I will be racing in Ocarina of Time, a game I've not played in a very long time.
Should be exciting.
And I know my competition, it's not out there yet, but my competition is scary. And I don't expect to make it through the first round. But your cheering on would be nice. So that'll be later on in March. Dates to be announced. So that's still kind of in the works. But yeah. So let's show some love to our friends at Ultramelon. We haven't been able to raid them in a long time. We haven't been on stream in a long time. I know I have to practice, but also I have no time. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I have some time in March before, but that's like right before.
Yeah.
Maybe there'll be a training stream. We'll see.
Interesting. That would be fun.
But yeah.
You should like make video games your job.
That's
What?
why I have no time, Sam.
That's a good idea, Sam. All right.
Let's get this
Starting
raid going.
the raid. Thank you everyone for being here. You are delightful.
It's great to have you all back. It's been a minute. We had our little big stream return. Our affiliate anniversary is coming up. That's what Fern was talking around earlier. But we have our big affiliate anniversary, so we'll figure out what we're gonna do for that. And yeah.
And it's our 10-year anniversary in 10 days.
Yeah.
We've been together for 10 years. Woohoo! Isn't that nice?
Can you believe that?
Can you believe it?
A
Isn't
decade.
that cute? All right, everybody. Thank you all for being here to bark in our chat.
Don't forget, here's the raid message. Copy that up.
Yes.
That's longer than I've been alive. See, I told you Bubby was in the baby play. Anyways, it's time to raid.
Anyways, thanks everybody. Bye.
Bye.